Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back to the show.
And this is The Pick, and we're going to be talking about college football first. These are our previews of every conference, or the Big Five. And ACC is going to be the first one we knock out, and Clemson's going to be the first team we knock out.
Yep.
I think they're definitely going to be a really good team. I think they're definitely a national championship contender.
Oh, yeah.
They're just loaded on really everything. Mm-hmm. And we're going to be doing ceilings, our floor. Ceilings is kind of our rough estimate of what their record's going to be, and our floor is kind of what everything's going to go wrong. If everything goes wrong in their season, that's what our record kind of think is going to be. Mm-hmm. And the ceiling for me for Clemson is 12-0. I think they're going to go undefeated. They're a loaded team. Mm-hmm. I think some trouble games is A&M and Florida State.
Yeah.
Really, my floor is 11-1. They might lose a game. But 12-0 is definitely a possibility for them. Their pluses, their defensive line's amazing. Yeah. Pretty much four first round NFL picks, and you can argue 2 to 3 top 10 picks. They're loaded, and their second unit is loaded too. So they're really good on defensive line. They have a pretty good secondary, and the coaching's amazing. I think Trevor Lawrence would be pretty good if he starts, or their quarterback, what was his name? Not Trevor Lawrence. Who was the quarterback that started last year?
Oh, you're talking about Bryant.
Yeah, Bryant. He's pretty good too, and he might be a very serviceable starter. But I think Trevor Lawrence has a really big opportunity of taking over the job mid-season.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat. I got them. I got the ceiling 12-0, and I got the floor 11-1. I don't see them losing many games, so I just think this team is pretty close to all well-rounded. They got the defense. They got one monster, like he said, defensive line that's very scary. I think the most shocking and most important player that's going to have a really good uprise is their quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. I think he's going to get the start over Bryant because Bryant has not looked good in the spring games. He didn't look good at all. So I like the way Trevor is looking. So I think he's going to be the surprise weapon there, and he's going to play really well. Yep. So I ain't got much more to say because I'm literally in the same boat as him. 12-0, and I can see their floor being 11-1.
Really, my only weaknesses is kind of average quarterback or inexperienced quarterback with Trevor Lawrence. Yeah. And inexperienced at running back as well. Really, outside of a few things, this team's loaded and they don't really have that many weaknesses. Yeah,
I would say their weaknesses in their secondary. They could definitely use some help back there. But outside of that, man, I think they're a well-rounded, well-oiled machine. So I think they're going to be very scary.
All right, Florida State's going to be our next team. And my ceiling for them is 10-2. And my floor for them is 9-3. Really, the only games I think they really need to worry about is Clemson, Miami, Notre Dame, and Florida, and maybe Louisville. Really, I don't see them losing that many games. Maybe 3 at the most. And I think they're going to be a really good team. They have a new coach, I think they're going to be a really good offense. I just need to see how they're going to adjust to the new system. Mm-hmm. They're going to be more of a spread, hurry-up offense. And that's going to be one of my things is one of the weaknesses is going to be what they're going to do at quarterback. Blackman was a starter for most of the season because their starting quarterback got hurt towards ACL against Bama. I think that's going to be one of the big weaknesses. The coaching change. And really, receivers are young. The wide receivers are young, but they're talented. That's Florida State. And my pluses, my strengths are running back. Cam Akers is a monster. And that front seven on defense is amazing as well.
Yeah, man, I'm actually a little lower than he is on Florida State. I got their ceiling at 8-4 and their floor at 7-6. I don't think they're going to have a great season. I believe one reason is they got a really tough schedule. And then another thing is I think they're very inexperienced at wide receiver. And they need some wideouts, man. I do think they're very experienced, as he said, at running back. I think they got them a solid running back. But, I'm not too high on them this year. I think they will make it at least an 8-4.
Okay. And what's your floor for them?
7-6. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not very high on Florida State.
Okay. All right. Well, Louisville is going to be our next team. My ceiling for them is 9-3, and my floor for them. Where's Louisville? My floor for them is 6-6. So it's a really big difference for me. 9-3 is definitely a possibility, though. They have a really good coach, and they have a lot of talent. It's just they're going to be missing some players like Action Jackson. Lamar Jackson's going to be one of the biggest issues.
Yeah.
Inexperienced at quarterback, and that coach hasn't had a lot of experience at defense. He has a lot of track record at struggle on defense, and really inexperienced on defense in general.
Yeah.
But my plus is really pretty much everyone's coming back on offense.
Yeah.
7 starters, and he's an amazing coach on offense. And my games to really look out for Louisville is Bama. I think they're definitely going to lose to them.
Yeah.
Clemson and Florida State, and maybe Boston College. Because I'm kind of high on Boston College. I think they're going to be pretty good this year.
Yeah. And all the games that he's, I didn't take any games down because pretty much me and him agreed on all the games.
Yeah.
That they play that actually are contests for him. So whatever he says is the games. We came up together. So,
Yeah.
I got them going 9-3 as their ceiling, and their floor 8-4. I think they're going to be pretty solid. I think one of my weaknesses is what he said is at quarterback. I know he's going to struggle at quarterback, but one of my pluses is wide receiver. I think they got some really good talent at wideout.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have to say my weakness is just defense overall.
Yeah.
I think they're going to struggle on defense. I think they're going to get scored on a lot in these bigger matchups. And yeah, man, I think that's going to be one of their biggest problems is trying to not let these big teams score on them. And I think they're going to struggle with that.
Yeah. Alrighty, when we see here,
NC State.
NC State is going to be our next team. And my ceiling for NC State is going to be 10-2. And my floor for them is going to be 8-4. And my strengths or quarterback, I think he's pretty good. What was their quarterback's name? I forgot.
Ryan Finley.
Ryan Finley. He's pretty good. I watched a few of NC State's games last year, and I think they're pretty good.
Yeah.
My floor is 8-4, and the defense in general and coaching is going to be a big strength for me. They're loaded on defense. You know, they lost some players like Chubb, but I still think they're going to be pretty good. And that coaching on defense is really great. And really, their weakness is their offensive line, a little young, and their running back is a freshman.
Yeah.
So inexperience is really my biggest weaknesses. Is going to be offense. You're going to have to look out for how the offense can match that defense.
Right.
And the games that I think they're going to definitely either lose or it's going to be a really good game is going to be Clemson, West Virginia, Florida State, and North Carolina.
Yeah.
And North Carolina might not be very good this year, but it's a rivalry.
Yep.
And you never know in rivalry games.
Nope. Yeah, man, I got them at 8-4 as their ceiling and 6-6 as their floor. I really like their quarterback, as he said, Ryan Finley. I think he's a really good player. I think they're also one of their strengths is defensive line and their secondary. I really like their secondary. Weaknesses in my eyes is offensive line. They struggle there, and trouble. I think their biggest issue is trouble in the schedule, because I think their schedule is pretty tough for them, and that's why I can easily see them going 6-6. But you know, if they can buckle things down and really play decent, like I think they can, then yeah, I think they can make the 8-4 record. But yeah, man, that's just one of my big issues for them is their strength and schedule. It's really tough schedule. So especially mid-season, they got some tough players or tough teams. Excuse me. They got Clemson. I think Boston College is going to give them fits, and Florida State, and then I think Wake Forest can even be a tough matchup. So that middle of the schedule is going to be rough for them. But yeah, man, that's my opinions on NC State.
Yeah, Wake Forest wasn't bad last year. They were 8-5.
No, there wasn't. Their defense is really good. So.
And I think Boston College is going to be really good this year. They have a really great running back, and I think they have a pretty good defense as well.
Right.
We're going to go to break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to wrap up our last two teams, which is going to be Miami, the U, and Virginia Tech. So we'll be right back.
Welcome back to the show.
Thanks for coming back.
All right, so we're going to knock out these rest of these two teams in the ACC, which is we'll go with Miami. And I think they're going to have a good season. I think their ceiling is going to be 11-1, and I think their floor is going to be 9-3. I think they're really solid at running back. I got Travis Homer. I think he's going to be a really solid running back, and it just seems like they know how to get running backs to their program somehow, some way. And then I think their downfall, which is part of their defense. I think some of their defense, like their defensive line and a couple of their linebackers that they got, are really talented. I think they're really going to struggle in the secondary. They do have a good secondary player, but the other guys, not so much. So I think they're going to struggle in parts of their defense. And they're another team that has a really tough schedule too. So, but I do think they're going to have a good season. This new atmosphere that they have there with the whole turnover chain and thing, I think that's a really good concept, a good idea. And I think they're going to pull out that turnover chain a lot this season.
All right. Well, we're kind of the same on the record, but strengths are kind of a little different on. But ceiling for me is 11-1, and the floor is 9-3. I think they're gonna have a really good year, though. I think Miami's gonna have a really good year. I think they have a chance of making the playoffs. They're probably gonna play Clemson in the ACC championship game, and we'll see who wins that one. All righty. In the pluses, experience. And one of the best secondaries in college in turnovers. They got turnover chain for a reason. Got to disagree with my buddy a little bit, but anyway, that's the show. We have different opinions, and we have the same opinions. That's what makes us great. And the weaknesses, quarterback inconsistencies. He's not a terrible quarterback, but he's not great. And he's going to have to make some plays, especially against Clemson, to try to get in the playoff and go far in the playoffs. And really, I like Mark Richt, but he struggled in these big games when he was in Georgia, and when he played Clemson in the ACC, they got fucking mollywopped. So really trouble in the big games with coach and inexperience at quarterback. Games to look out for is LSU, Florida State, and Virginia Tech. And speaking of Virginia Tech, is going to be our last team. And Virginia Tech, I've always rooted for. I'm not a fan of them, but I always liked them for some reason. I don't really know why. But there you go. And I think they have a pretty good year as well. I think ACC is gonna be loaded this year. 10-2 was my ceiling, and 9-3 is my floor for them as well. Plus is coaching. I just think their coach is amazing on defense, and just overall their head coach is great too. And their home field advantage, I just think they have a really great home field advantage, and they kind of have that underdog thing about them. That's probably one of the big reasons why I like the Hokies. And my weakness is really inexperience at the very important positions like left tackle, running back, and Mike linebacker. And my teams to look out for is Florida State, Miami, and Pitt. Pitt is, just one second, Pitt is one of those teams, they give really good teams trouble, and they usually upset one really good team. So I think they might have a chance of beating the Hokies this year.
That's actually, we're actually in the same boat. I got Virginia Tech at their ceiling 10-2 and their floor at 9-3. I think they're going to be have another solid year. They went 9-4 last year, so I think they're going to have another solid year, possibly even better. One of my strengths is quarterback, Joshua Jackson. I think he's going to be really solid. And parts of their defense as well, I think, is their weakness. I agree with this, man. I think their biggest weakness is that linebacker. They're going to really struggle with that. And that is one of the most important parts of your defense is your linebackers. So I think they're going to struggle there. They're actually pretty solid in secondary. Their line is shaky. They got some good players. They also got some freshmen on that line. So, but yeah, I still think they're going to have a really good season. I think quarterback is going to play really well. So, and I like their schedule. I think their schedule ain't as tough as the rest of the ACC. So, hey man, they could definitely climb up there in the ACC.
Alrighty, well that pretty much wraps up our ACC preview, the other teams is this. They might have good seasons, they might not, but we just
That's the thing. We're not doing the whole all the teams in the conference because some of these teams are just not going to play well.
No.
We evaluate. We look at the players on the teams. We look at the coaching. And we look at the schedule.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's one of the biggest, one of the most important things, and especially college football, is your scheduling.
Yeah.
And some of these schedules in ACC just don't cut it for them, and it looks like they're going to have bad seasons.
Yeah.
So, and then again, we might be wrong. So who knows? But that's the lovely thing about sports, man, is you never know.
Yeah. I mean, this previews. We never know what's going to happen. We have an idea, but really, this is our opinions. I mean, it's not everything's going to be correct, but I think we're going to get some things correct. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching our ACC preview, and we've got 4 more conferences to do. So, thank you.
We'll see you on the next one. Please like and subscribe to our channel. We'll see you on the next one.
And make sure to comment as well.
Yes, sir.